So there is a new way to make money online with Claude AI by creating and selling a type of digital product that's not only seeing huge demand, is making people thousands of dollars every month, but it wasn't really previously possible for us to start creating this type of digital product. So the first thing we'll do is head straight over to Claude AI, and I'm going to type a prompt in to start building out our digital product. But before we do that, I first want to give you an idea of the type of digital product that we're going to be creating and selling with some proof of how much people are actually earning. So example one is a digital product being sold on Etsy. It is a finance tracker or planner. It's called the Ultimate Budget. It allows people to sort of type in their monthly budget, track their savings, track their debt, and so on. And if we take a look at how much this particular digital product is making, by using a tool that I use called Everbee, what I can do on the left-hand side is click onto where it says Product Analytics. We can see they're making over $21,000 in revenue every month, with around 1,000 monthly sales, and they've only been listed for around 17 months. Now, that is for tracking your spending, a finance planner, but take a look at this one. This second brain template over here isn't so much to do with finance, but more so to do with organizing your daily tasks. As it says, guys, it helps you to track your goals, projects, notes, and everything in between. And this particular template is made with Notion, which we're going to be talking about in just a second. And while we can't see how much they're making in monthly revenue, what we can see is the listing price, which is $79. And we can also see that they've made over 7,000 sales. So with a simple calculation, if I do 7,063, which is the number of sales, multiplied by the listing price, which is $79, that means this particular Notion template has generated over $500,000 in revenue. And with over 269 ratings, which are overwhelmingly positive with a review score of over 4.9, we can infer, by dividing the amount of ratings, 269, by the amount of sales, 7,063, that on average, almost 4% of everyone who purchases this second brain template does proceed to actually leave a review. And looking at this finance tracker that is also selling on Gumroad, while we can't see how many people have purchased the finance tracker, we do know that approximately 4% of everyone who makes a purchase actually leaves a review. And with 185 ratings, if I do 185 divided by 4%, we can infer that around 4,600 people have actually purchased this finance tracker template. Now, with a minimum listing price of $5 on Gumroad, the seller does have the option to set a minimum price, and the online shopper who purchases it, if they wanted to, could specify a price here higher than that minimum price. But let's keep things on the conservative side, and let's say they've sold for only $5. Now, 4,625 times 5 is over $23,000. There is a substantial amount of people successfully selling Notion templates on platforms like Gumroad and Etsy. Take a look at this 2026 Life Planner, also a Notion template, currently in 20 baskets, which is one measure of the template's success. Here is another one, an Ultimate Finance Tracker, also in 15 baskets, also a Notion template. Now, if you're not familiar with Notion, guys, what it is essentially, it is a tool that lets you plan and organize absolutely anything from planning a road trip to tracking your goals to managing a team project. The problem is, these type of Notion templates are a little bit complex to create. They take some time. Not everybody has that time to learn the technical know-how and skills that it takes to create a seamless, clean, professional-looking Notion template just like this, which is why they're prepared to pay for that convenience. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create a really high-quality Notion template using Claude AI, and I'm also going to show you how we can sell that template using a method that is known to have the ability to double the amount of sales that you can get. So before we head back over to Claude AI to type in a prompt to start building out that Notion Notion template, the first thing that you want to do is to get signed up, first of all, to Notion, which you can do absolutely for free. And we're also going to be signing up to Kittle, which is also free, which is an incredible AI-driven design platform that we're going to be using in conjunction with Claude AI to enhance our templates, maximizing the amount of those sales that we can make. I'll leave a link to Kittle in the video description, along with a link to Claude AI and Notion. Now, in terms of actually creating our template, before we talk about how we're going to be selling it, we're first going to head back over to Claude AI and we're going to type in a prompt. And I will simply type in a prompt like this, which I've also left a copy of, which you can access in the video description. I'll give you a brief preview of this prompt, guys. What I've said is to give me a prompt I can use in Notion AI to build a monthly spending tracker template. I've asked it to include all sorts of things, guys, like emojis on every heading. I've also asked it to include progress bars, a siren emoji if over budget. And I've also said to make sure that this is clean enough for beginners, but polished enough to sell as a premium template. You can access this prompt, which you can edit for the exact type of Notion template that you want to create in the video description. So with one click, I'll simply hit send. It'll then give me this highly detailed prompt for Notion, which I can very simply copy, head back over to Notion, and select Notion AI on the left-hand side. Now, while Notion itself is completely free, Notion AI you can try for free, and in this prompt box, I will simply paste in my prompt, and with Opus 4.6 selected, I'll simply hit send. And it's now created our monthly spending tracker, which not only looks absolutely incredible, but also functions even more incredibly. It is super easy to use. There will be some instructions at the end of the tracker right here, super easy to use, but looks really impressive. Exactly the type of Notion template that we can start selling. Before we start doing that, guys, let's first review this template to see not only how it looks, but also how it functions, making sure that everything is functioning correctly. Look, we'll start from the top. We have our summary of our monthly financial position, total income, total expenses, which is from the data below. As you can see in the transaction log, monthly salary, $5,200 for the month. Total income, also $5,200. Now, if I scroll down over to where it says monthly budget by category, you'll see these different categories on the left-hand side: food and dining, housing, transportation. And the way that you use this tracker is at the beginning of each month, what you would do, guys, is set your budgets, right? So let's look at an example. So food and dining, we have a budget set of $600. Let's say that so far we've spent $160, represented by this progress bar, which is 27% of that allocated budget, and we have $440 remaining. Now, let's say that it is a special month. You need to have an anniversary dinner where you'll go absolutely nuts and you'll spend, let's say, $600, right? So you'll go over your budget. Let's see what happens. What you would do, you would go over to the transaction log, you would type that in, say anniversary dinner. You would note the date the dinner is taking place, as I've just done, and you would also note the amount. As we've said, $600, you would note that as an expense, and for the category, as soon as you click onto where it says food and dining, if I now scroll down to where it says monthly budget by category, and again, look, next to where it says food and dining, we can now see that we've exceeded that $600 budget, spending $760 with minus $160 remaining. As we can see, not only is the progress bar working, showing it over 127%, but whenever it goes over 100%, it adds in this sort of siren or warning icon right here. And my favorite part of this tracker, guys, is this part at the end, spending insights. These graphs update in real time. On the left-hand side, you can see the sort of bar chart with the category on the y-axis, for example, food and dining, and the amount on the x-axis, the amount that you have spent. Here is a donut chart showing something similar, guys, your total amount spent so far. Again, guys, if I look at food and dining, we can see it has updated in real time with $760 spent, which does match the amount that we have spent for that particular month. And with this incredible template now functioning as expected, everything working, everything looking absolutely incredible. What I will say, guys, is, again, previously, these type of templates weren't really possible to create to this sort of standard. And if you hover over, any one of these items, let's say the progress bar over here, for example, you'll see a bunch of this code that you used to sort of have to write out manually. No more, guys. Those days are over. But if anything wasn't functioning in your template, if the chart was broken, if there wasn't a dollar sign appearing for any one of these values, for example, you can simply head back over to your Notion AI chatbot, tell it exactly what wasn't working and to fix it, and it should do exactly that. No coding required. Now, to make this template look even more incredible, and guys, already, this is exactly the type of template that already far exceeds many of those templates selling successfully on Etsy. To make it look even more impressive, what we're going to be doing, guys, is to add a cover to this template, but not just any cover. We're going to add the type of cover that actually would influence the purchasing decision of those who would buy our template. And to do that, we're going to head straight over to Kittle. Again, guys, link in the video description. And we're going to start off by clicking onto where it says new project on the left-hand side here. I'm going to type in the dimensions of a Notion cover, which is 1500 by 600 pixels. I'll click onto create. And the first thing we will do with this Notion cover is to address the pain point for somebody who perhaps doesn't have or use a monthly spending tracker. They're constantly going over their monthly budgets. They're always exceeding their budget for every single category, and they probably need a spending tracker just like this. So what we're going to do is to head back over to Kittle and simply click onto this AI symbol right here to generate with AI. And what I will type in over here where it says generate image with Nano Banana Pro 4K selected, create an image of a person appearing on the left hand side of this artboard at the bottom of a debt mountain they're about to climb, looking stressed. And with a similar size dimension selected, like 16 by 9, I'll click onto where it says generate, which it's created for me. And you may initially be thinking, well, this is kind of negative to include as a cover for our beautiful monthly spending tracker template, right? And you're right. And what I'm actually going to do, guys, is right-click onto that artboard. I'll simply click onto where it says duplicate. I will then delete this image, click onto where it says remix image, and I'm going to select that previous image that we generated right here, which is now selected. And my new prompt will say, using this image, person only, ignore the other background items, create an image of him appearing on the right-hand side of this artboard, appearing happy, with sunny weather, as opposed to rainy and cloudy, in the background, holding a wad of cash in one hand and performing a cheering gesture with the other, right? The goal is that we now want to depict somebody who is using a monthly spending tracker. So we now have this more positive image in contrast to this one, but we're not going to be including this as an image on our cover either. Well, kind of. Instead, what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to hold down Shift on my keyboard, select this image, click onto where it says 3 more, and then click onto where it says generate video. And I will simply type in a prompt that describes the motion between this image and this image to create a video out of it. I've basically said that he will sort of remove all of those bills, that debt out of the way, and at the other end of it, everything will be sunny, positive, and he'll now look like somebody who has gone from not having a monthly spending tracker to now absolutely having one. With one click, I'll go to where it says generate, and I will then end up with a video just like this. Let's hit play. Showcasing that initial pain point to that initial value gained that they can get from purchasing that monthly spending tracker. So what I will now do is simply download this cover by right-clicking onto it, go into where it says quick export, and initially downloading it as an MP4. And once you've done that, if you simply go to cloudconvert.com/MP4 to GIF, I can then select that MP4 file, click onto where it says convert right here, and once you've downloaded that converted GIF file, you're now able to go back into Notion, and if I click onto where it says add a cover, I've now uploaded that video for our Notion template cover. This looks absolutely perfect. So before you publish your template and start selling it on a platform like Etsy, which I recommend, you need to make sure that you upload mockups in both photo and video format. Super important, guys. And as you can see, listings with video get twice as many orders as listings with just photos. Guys, that is a way to double the amount of sales that you can get. And this is based on real data, based on the analysis of all active listings on Etsy. So what you want to do is to take a screenshot, first of all, right, of any part of the template that you like the look of, right? You can take different screenshots of all different parts of the template that you are selling. I'll take a screenshot of this part over here, for example, which I think looks super impressive. And what I will do is head straight over to Kittle, and on the homepage, if I click onto where it says Start with AI, and then click onto where it says Remix Image, by uploading and referencing that screenshot, I can say, create an image of a financially savvy, budget-conscious saver pointing to this image, which is appearing on his laptop. I'll click onto where it says generate, and it will give me that exact image, a financially savvy, budget-conscious saver proudly pointing at his laptop, which does feature that exact snippet of that template, our template that we created on his laptop. Guys, if I zoom in, you can see it is literally that exact screenshot. Nothing has been distorted. All of the numbers, all of the percentages are exactly as they appear on our Notion template. So what I'm now going to do is to duplicate this by right-clicking and then clicking onto where it says duplicate, delete that duplicated image, click onto where it says generate with AI at the bottom over here again. And what I will now do, guys, is making sure that this is selected. I'll click onto where it says remix image, and I'll make sure that I'm referencing this image right here. And I'll replace this prompt with using the referenced image. Keep everything the same, but the person in the referenced image is now looking towards us and holding his arms to make a cheering gesture, indicating he's happy that he's saved money after using the spending tracker being shown on screen. I'll simply click onto where it says generate. There is our image looking beyond perfect as expected, guys. Now, what we will do, you might have guessed, is we'll now create a video from both of these. What I will do is simply select both of them with shift selected on my keyboard, click onto this drop down where it says 3 more, and simply click onto where it says generate video. And I'll just say something like the person is first pointing to his laptop screen, showing the spending tracker, and then looks at it, realizing how much money he saved for the month. He lifts his arms up with a cheering gesture. I'll simply click onto where it says generate again. Just like that, our video has been created for us. Let's quickly hit play. All right, perfect. And of course, you can also follow those exact same steps by creating images too, by saying, for example, create a professional looking Etsy mockup displaying the Notion template on a laptop, clicking onto where it says generate, and it will do exactly that, which will only add to how much we are able to stand out among the competition for those other successful Notion listings on Etsy. And we know with the type of Notion template that we are now suddenly able to create without any coding whatsoever, and by uploading those videos that we are now rapidly able to create in Kittle to a really high standard, we know that listings with video again get twice as many orders on average. And I strongly recommend leveraging Kittle to create those video listings to sell more on Etsy with listings that stand out. And at the time of recording this video, Kittle is currently running a limited time deal until April 25th, where you can get 2 months completely free on any one of their paid annual plans by clicking onto my link in the video description and typing in the promo code ETSY in all caps on checkout. And if you got value from this video, please make sure that you smash that like button, share this video with anybody who you think may get value from it, and I'll see you guys very shortly in the next online money making video. Take care.